Okay, Programming 11, we're going to be starting a new set of videos where we're going to learn a more advanced technique for moving a group of shapes. For example, remember the robot drawing? What if you wanted to move that robot across the screen? That seems like that would be painful, right? You would either have to have a whole bunch of variables for all your different shapes, or you'd have to be like making all the arguments for the coordinate in the direction you're moving have pluses or minuses. And that's great for a cloud, but it's kind of tedious for a bunch of shapes. So the first step is I'm going to show you how to first create a shape with this new technique in mind. We want to prepare our shape accordingly to make sure that we can take advantage of this technique. So I'll show you the shape I'm working on. It's got a fair number of lines of code here, and this is what I got so far. Wow, we can't really see it. It's stuck in the corner. So actually, this is the first thing I wanted to teach you about. Just in designing these complex shapes, with animation in mind, you want to always draw them relative to the center, the 0, 0 coordinate. You want to draw them relative to the origin, is really what I want to say. That can be awkward though in processing because the origin's way up there in the top left corner. So when I drew this, I cheated and I used a function which is going to be so useful. It's called translate. What translate does is it shifts the entire coordinate system a certain amount to the left or right and a certain amount up and down. Excuse me. So the idea is I want to draw this picture that I want to move around, this complex um, set of shapes. So I'm going to draw it according to or relative to the origin, but I can't see it. So I first will translate. So after I make my window, and you can see this is just a static mode sketch, right? No void setup, no void draw. I'm just planning out my shape. So right after size, I'm going to include translate. And I'm going to translate 300, 300. So this will move the 0, 0 coordinate to where 300, 300 is right now. That's the center of the screen because my sketch is 600 by 600. And watch what happens. Whoa! It's centered. It's the 0, 0. Like you can see, like ellipse, the ellipses are drawn at 0, 0 still. Everything's still hard coded to be centered at the origin, but now the origin is actually the center of the screen. So that will let me plan my drawing. So when I drew this, I actually had this turned on already. Translate 300, 300. Then I did all my coding, figured out how to make this little compass shape, and I'm good to go. So I invite you now to make some sort of a set of shapes. It doesn't really matter too much what it is, but put some effort into making it. You might be able to reuse this for a future project. So make it a little bit snazzy. You could just reproduce this if you're low on inspiration, or something a little bit different. If I don't really care too much, just get yourself a group of shapes and practice with Translate to see how that helps you. So remember, when you translate to draw 0, 0 means now 300, 300. It just means it'll be at the center. Okay, so that's step one, planning your complex shape accordingly. So go ahead and try that out, and then join us for the next video where I'll show you how you can bring this into an animation and turn that into movement. Move all these shapes with a single variable, without any plus or minus or anything like that. It's going to be phenomenal. Okay. Okay, I'll see you guys in a little bit.